The celebrations started that night. Fires burned bright in the city squares, and people gathered, shouting, singing, crying. For the first time in years, they were free. But freedom wasn't the end. It was the beginning. I stood at the balcony, looking down at them. The merchants, the workers, the soldiers who had switched sides. They were waiting. For guidance. For leadership. For me. Thomas joined me, his face smudged and soot. "It's done." I turned to him. "Is it?" He sighed, rubbing the back of his neck. "The prince is no longer here. His most loyal guards have fled or surrendered. The palace is ours." I nodded, but I couldn't shake the weight pressing on my chest. "And what happens now?" Thomas was silent. He didn't have an answer. Lyra appeared in the doorway, arms crossed. "We rebuild," she said. Simple words. But nothing about what came next would be simple. The next morning, I walked the halls of the palace, the place I had once called home. It felt different now. The tapestries had been torn down, the floors scuffed from the battle. The throne room was empty. For years, my family had ruled here. My father had sat on that throne. And then the prince took it. Now, it belonged to me. I wasn't sure how I felt about that. Gerin found me staring at the empty seat. "They expect you to sit there," he said. I sighed. "I don't know if I should." Gerin studied me. "Then who should?" I had no answer. Outside, the city still smelled of smoke. But the people were already moving. Merchants returned to their stalls. Workers cleared the rubble. Soldiers, my soldiers, stood at their posts. The kingdom had survived. Now, it had to rise. And I had to decide what kind of ruler I would be. Follow Trinity Stories for more.